Hi everyone, today I have a little story about how I almost bought a car a couple of weekends ago. So it all started with I wanted to go to this exclusive track day at Sonoma Raceway, and they had like this little checklist of all the things that you had to get your car like inspected and such, and I noticed that my front tire had like a rip tear in it, so obviously I couldn't go and I was absolutely devastated. I went and looked at all of my other tires and saw that they were pretty thin as well, and I wasn't quite sure what my brake pad measurement was in millimeters, which is what they required, which started me looking at like how long do I want to have my car? It's like 15 years old. Is it kind of like, do I put money towards it, or do I already start looking for another car? I've always had my heart set on a 2014 Mustang, and I had an opportunity to test drive one and sit in it in Davis. I just haven't been able to find them. And after sitting in one, I wasn't too happy with the seats, which kind of threw me for a loop because I had always thought that I wanted that year style, and it is in like 5 years old or such, so the insurance and registration and a loan would be much less than a 2017 Mustang. So the last couple of weekends, I've been test driving loads and loads of cars and kind of budgeting out what I could afford with all of the things. So I thought that I would walk you through this process because literally it's been on my mind for weeks and weeks, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my current car situation. So I'm a huge planner person, as you may know, and I have like a whole folder of all the cars that I test drove, like Carfax on cars that I thought maybe would be good, things like that. But I'm just going to walk you through some spreadsheets that I created, which kind of is helping me decide like when I'm going to buy a car, which is nowhere soon. So the first one that I did was looking at the EcoBoost Mustang, the V6 Mustang, and the V8, as well as the WRX, just to kind of throw in a 4-door option. Each car dealership that I went to, they always wanted me to give them like this number that I could pay per month. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is how much I can pay for my car per month, but that's the whole package, meaning gas and insurance and registration and tax and all of that. So if you give that number to them, obviously you can afford a much higher costing car than what you can actually afford. So I broke it up into what was the asking price of the vehicle, the total price with the tax on the car, because that's not included, how much money down I was going to put, that affects like the loan. To figure out the insurance that I would be paying per month, I just went ahead and emailed my insurance guy, and he said this is based on like the VIN numbers that I gave from cargurus.com. This is the VIN number of this vehicle, that vehicle, how much would the insurance be for me, knowing my driving record, knowing how many like years of driving I've had, and all of those things. So he was able to give me the insurance, and that's where the dream kind of crumbled, because it's literally double insurance-wise to insure a 2017 Mustang than say a 2004 Mustang. So I just had no idea that when you go to a car dealership and you just go ahead and test drive all these cars, that obviously you have to insure it, and I didn't have any idea of how much insurance would be. So I really liked fueleconomy.gov for figuring out gas prices, because depending on the car, obviously the gas mileage is going to be different. So I went ahead and compared literally the 3 cars that I was looking at, my car, another Mustang, and then a WRX, just to see how the gas comparison would be per month. And what's cool about the website is that you can put in how much you drive, if you drive freeway, highway, and then how much gas is in your like town. So it's not trying to pull someone from Iowa who has like $1 something or $2 for gas, and it has premium gas and regular gas. So you can see how much gas that you would pay based on that car. And then I just went ahead and back calculated it based on like my credit card statement. You can see annually how much you pay per gas, and it was literally $10 basically off. So it was very close. So I know that this calculator does work. So then one of the line items here, it just says annual fuel cost. That's based on all the information that you put in, and then I just divided that by 12 to see how much money would be going towards gas based on these cars. Then for registration, this one's kind of strange. There was 2 calculators that I found on the DMV, and one worked better than the other. Like I said, I always used my own car as a kind of base to see, is it even true? Like, this is what I pay for registration currently. Does the calculator say something similar? Then the last bit of like research that I did kind of hit home of, nope, not ready to buy a car yet, is how much you have to actually put down, like day of. So obviously in my brain I was always going to say, okay, this is how much money I'm saving down money for a car, but you have to give all of your insurance for the 6 months as well as the full registration for the next year. So for instance, if I was going to put like $10,000 to $15,000 down for a car, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to save $10,000 or $15,000. I did both calculators, and for the $15,000 down, obviously the loan amount is much less. So the total outstanding like cost for the car is going to be the tax plus the down plus the registration plus the insurance, which is like $17,976, which is $2,000 more than just the down money that you save. So that whole thing was super important for me to know, which I thought that I would pass on, because if you don't know that you have to add like registration and insurance, all of that up front, the car sales guys are very like, oh, but don't you love it? Like, why aren't you just buying it? And thinking that's a lot of money just to give you, because I liked sitting in the car that I just drove. Like, I may not be financially ready for that. And I think that a lot of younger people just sit in cars, they don't put any money down, they start to make payments on it, and then they realize that they can't really afford it. So doing all this research is very time consuming, and like I said, it took like 3 weeks for me to do, but now I know exactly the number that I need to save to get the car that I would like and to be able to like afford for a very long time, because I do keep my, I mean, I've had the same car since 2009, since I was a senior in high school, and I'm not like switching cars every 2 to 3 years, and I love it, and I'm not ready to see it go. So in a way I'm kind of happy and glad that I'm not gonna buy a new car like tomorrow. I was definitely thrown for a loop because I was sad that certain things are kind of falling apart, and I was wondering, do I continue to put money in it or do I get a new car? But I've asked a couple people when they've checked it over, and most of it, I mean, it's all perfectly fine. It's just tires and probably brake pads and things like that that I will go ahead and change. So that'll be a whole nother research of which tires that I want to get, because the Goodyear tires that I have right now I'm not happy with, and I always kind of liked the tires that the car originally came on. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some research on like tires so that I can get those that I would like and be happy with that one for, I mean, at least probably another year until I can save enough money to put the proper down money for a new vehicle with all the specifications that I want, because I am very picky. It has been fun, definitely. Different things that I have not really looked at before. Let me know in the comments down below, what car do you have and how much do you pay for insurance? Because I am very curious, because currently what I'm paying in a new car is very, very different. So leave it down below. What do you pay for insurance? Because I'm just very curious. That was the highest price out of all of the 3 options. And what car do you drive? Because I'm also curious as well. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, go give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in a future video. Bye!